Hey, I'm John Erlichman, host of Ticker Take on YouTube, and we are at the Cantech Investment Conference for 2025, talking to innovative business leaders about where their companies are going. Joining us now, Peter Londa, who's the president and CEO of Tantalus Systems Holdings. Peter, it's great to have you with us.
Thanks for having me.
Your stock symbol is GRID, G-R-I-D, which gives us a little bit of a sense of your business, but explain it in more detail for us.
Yeah, so the ticker symbol aligns to what we do. We are helping electric utilities modernize the distribution grid, everything from the substation to the meter on the side of people's homes to the EV charger or the water heater or smart circuit breakers behind the meter, with the objective of accessing data across the distribution grid, leveraging that data and running it through a series of analytics that benefit from machine learning and AI, and then turning that data into a set of outcomes for utilities to solve problems like mitigating power outages, pinpointing where they have transformers that are malfunctioning, or understanding where they have imbalances between the supply of power and the demand of power.
You know, this is an area that in the past might not have gotten as much attention as it is getting today.
Yep.
But when you think of natural disasters and the reality of people being without power, or you even use the words AI, when we think about how this huge demand for power is changing the whole ecosystem of power, how busy is your business right now?
Yeah, so I like to joke, nobody thinks about power until they don't have access to it, right? And if you think about today's world, in traveling for this conference, I think I have 9 devices in my backpack that need to be powered. And so I am dependent on electricity like everything else in today's world. And so there are 3 macro events unfolding. First and foremost, you can't go a day without reading an article about the advancements in artificial intelligence in data centers and the electrification of transportation and how that leads to capacity constraints, meaning there's not enough power to support how much we're all consuming. That's an imbalance between supply and demand. So how do we help electric utilities predict and then respond to mitigate that imbalance between the supply of power and the demand of power? That's one. Second is infrastructure. I like to point out transformers. If you think about the neighborhoods you live in, there are distribution pad-mounted transformers, big metal boxes, and then there are like big beer cans on top of utility poles that are pole-top transformers. Across North America, the average transformer in the distribution grid has exceeded its expected life of 40 years. So we have a number of devices that are deployed 35, 40 years ago that didn't envision an electric vehicle, that weren't prepared for advancements in computing, either in our phone or at a data center. And then it's somewhat frightening. About 46% of the engineers working in the utility industry today are within 5 years of retirement. So we have an imbalance between the supply and demand of power. We have an aging infrastructure, and we have a workforce that's very hard to replace, that's about to age out and retire. And so when we think about those 3 significant challenges, to your question, our business is a bit off the charts right now in a good way, and we're scrambling, and we're today helping 325 utilities figure out how to keep the lights on.
I think I'm going to try to get my kids to become utility engineers.
It used to be a sexy job, right? Now, not so much, but maybe with the way the world changes, and certainly with what we're doing with accumulating data and running that through machine learning and AI, maybe it becomes sexy again.
So before I let you go, where should investors think about where your business is going from here?
Yeah, so we are very focused on helping the electric utility industry. That is our customer base. Historically, we focused in public power and electric cooperatives in the US. As a Canadian headquartered company, we're starting to turn our attention to investments that we see unfolding here in Canada. So I think even though it's funny to say we're Canadian headquartered and on the TSX, we look at Canada as a new market for us as it relates to trying to think about how we help the utility industry here. Incremental to that, we've launched a new product called the TrueSense Gateway. It's a first to market opportunity for us. We've created a swim lane to help utilities truly get behind the meter and start to think about shifting peak load and tracking power quality at the very edge of the grid. And so as we think about advancements in our business, we're thinking things like virtual power plants. How do we access and aggregate kilowatts to megawatts and then shift those megawatts to really help protect assets or imbalances between supply and demand? So we're a hardware-enabled company. Get the device in the field, access data from that device, run that data through software and analytics, solve outcomes for utilities. And so as people start to track us, they'll see increases in recurring revenue, opportunities around advancements with machine learning and AI for sure. And for us, an accumulation of data that we're just starting to scratch the surface on to solve problems.
Pretty exciting times. Peter, we appreciate you sharing some time with us.
Thanks for having me, I appreciate it.
Peter Londa of Tantalus Systems Holdings joining us. If you want to learn more about the company, we've got information in the description where you can also learn more about my YouTube channel, Ticker Take. And of course, for more innovative, interesting interviews, make sure you're subscribed here to the Cantech YouTube channel.